Why don't you lead us off this time?
Well, that's different.
What the hell?
Wow. Oh my God. Me take the lead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Me take lead. Alright. How's everybody doing tonight? This, of course, is Bill and
BroncoJuggalo. What's going on, y'all?
And tonight we're coming to you. We're taking a break from the comic book movies and we're coming to you with... Oh, I forgot the case. Oh no. We're coming to you with Hatchet.
We're going to be doing all 4 Hatchet films in between some of these comic book reviews. So, new franchise coming your way, guys. It's probably going to take us about 2 months to get through this franchise. Even though there's only 4 movies. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, it just depends, because we got our MCU that we're doing.
Yep, so... But we just decided, what the hell?
Yeah, that way we can mix it up a little bit.
So, Hatchet is a 2006 film, directed by Adam Green, and it stars Kane Hodder as...
Victor Crowley. Do.
It also has Tony Todd as Reverend Zombie, and has appearances from John Buechler, who you may know as the director of Friday the 13th Part 7. It also has an appearance by Robert Englund, which was a lot of fun. Very cool to see the big horror guys all together in one film.
It is.
Starring Joel Moore as Ben and Dean Richmond as Marcus, are 2 basically main characters of the film.
Yeah.
A group of tourists on a swamp tour during Mardi Gras are stalked and butchered by a deformed killer in this very old-fashioned slasher gore fest.
I love gore. I also love gore.
The 2 are synonymous. Overall, I really enjoyed this film. What about you, Bill?
I enjoy this film. It has its flaws, just like every film does, or most films, but I do enjoy the film itself as a whole. The entire franchise is actually not bad. It's not a bad franchise. Kane Hodder does a great job as a deformed killer.
Familiar territory for him.
Yeah, familiar for him. Yeah. Exactly.
And I've only seen this one movie so far, so...
Yeah, because he doesn't have number 3.
Yeah,
and he cannot stand watching something and then not finishing it.
Yep.
He can't stand it. So, and I understand. I can understand completely.
But I guess getting into pros and cons, let's start with cons. What do you got first, bro?
Oh, my first con for this film is the CGI. They don't use a lot, but when it's there, you can tell. I'm sorry. God, why? I think CGI, there should be a law banning CGI from horror.
You can tell some, but I didn't mind it. It didn't bother me. I actually kind of liked it in this movie.
Not me. Not me. It's just, you can tell that it is. I'm sorry. Everybody, let's write to Congress and make a law. You can't have CGI in horror films. All practical effects only. Please.
For me, my first con is the acting. Now, the main actors are pretty good. You know, Kane Hodder, Robert Englund, they're all good. Tony Todd is good.
Yeah.
But there is some real bad acting
from
some of these people. A lot of the people on the tour, the 2 bimbos, oh my God, they are just terrible.
And who's the old guy? You remember the old guy? We've seen him in many films.
Yeah, he's in a lot of movies. In fact, I saw something else with him in it just the other day. He was in Lethal Weapon 4.
Oh, yeah.
He played an INS agent in Lethal Weapon 4.
Oh, that's right.
He's in other stuff too, but he's got like bit parts in all kinds of movies.
Yeah. His acting
looks like Mr. Belvedere.
Kind of does, only chunkier. A chunkier Mr. Belvedere. But his acting wasn't bad. He's not horrible.
a lot of these guys were just very bad. The
boat driver.
The guy no, I didn't mind the boat driver. The boat driver was funny. The guy that plays the porn director, that's not really a porn director.
Yeah, he's just a scam artist.
Yeah, he was bad.
Yeah.
Even the girl who's like the main girl of the film, who's Robert Englund's daughter in the movie, I didn't think was a very good actress.
Well,
I thought she didn't. I didn't.
Was this her first role?
I have no clue. I didn't look.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to look that up because if it's your first time, come on, you can't expect her to be fucking Jack Nicholson or.
Hey, if they can get Robert Englund, they could get good talent.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Even the main actor in this movie, I was not a huge fan of.
Oh, I've never been a huge fan of that guy. I can't remember his name, but I've never been a fan of that guy. I don't know. He just kind of, I don't know what it is about this dude. He's just kind of blah. He's kind of like furniture.
Joel Moore, I did not really like him in this film. He's just very wooden, and I'm like, okay.
Exactly, he's like furniture.
The best delivery he gave in the whole movie was when they set Victor Crowley on fire, and then it starts to rain, and he's like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah,
that was probably the best delivery into the film for him.
Yeah. The acting in this movie is a con of mine as well. Are we done with this horse?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's beat another horse to death. Okay. Well, another con for this film for me is the end of this film seemed kind of lacking. It didn't seem like anything was finished at all. I know, making it for a sequel to come, but no. You can have an ending where you still hint at future sequels, but this one just seemed very unfinished. The end of the film just seemed like there was something missing.
I get what they were trying to do, so I don't really share it as a con, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So you get what I'm saying. It just, I don't know. For some reason, this ending just is there. What? Okay. It just seems real unfinished.
This is my last con, guys. There is 2 points in the movie where they actually reuse footage of the exact same gore splatter scene. You see blood and gore splashing against a tree, and they had already used that once already in the film, and you could tell it's the exact same scene. That was the only thing I really didn't like. I was like, okay, that's kind of crappy. So yeah, really, honestly, the acting and that splatter scene are the only 2 things I really didn't like about this film.
I've got one last thing. It's real nitpicky, but it is what it is. The boat driver he rams the boat into the bank.
It was a tree.
The tree's on the bank. How the fuck did he not see that? Like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing in this movie.
It was just a plot device.
But it made no sense. How did you not fucking see that? You're getting up at the bank.
They had to do something to get them off the boat.
I know they had to do something, but they could have been a little more creative to get them off the fucking boat.
Yeah.
That was just lazy writing. Oh. He ran into a tree on the bank. Where? What? How the fuck did the boat get over there? Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
That's it for cons. So we're going to get into the pros of this film. And the first pro for me is the cameos of this film, like Robert Englund. And what was his name? Played the Candyman?
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd. Thank you. Bad with names, but I love that. Yeah. I love that we have these 2 big time guys in there.
Aside from Kane Hodder.
I love that. I love getting these horror icons in here. people we grew up watching.
Yep.
And who are phenomenal actors. I know you're going to say, it's horror. But no. These guys are great. These guys are well respected in the acting community.
My first pro is the music. I like the music. I like the soundtrack of this movie.
Very good soundtrack.
Very heavy on the metal. Marilyn Manson. And we were watching the behind the scenes documentary. The director is a huge Manson fan. He wore multiple t-shirts, had posters, everything.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised to hear Manson in the movie. And I like that, though, because I like Manson, so I think he goes great in horror movies.
Okay, my next pro for this film is the blood and gore. This is great. This is why we watch horror films. If we didn't want blood and gore, we wouldn't watch it, would we?
Yeah.
It's done well, and of course, practical effects. I have to go there, The blood and gore, I just throw these two together. The blood and gore and the practical effects. I love all that shit. When it's done well, it's awesome, and usually with horror, they know what the fuck they're doing. Practical effects, they get the great blood and gore.
The gore is a big pro for me, too. It was my next pro I had in mind. And I liked, for the most part, the CGI. At first, I didn't. I had it written down as a con. But then I changed my mind. I was like, it's not terrible. I've seen way, way worse. And for what they were doing...
ears.
For what they were doing, actually, I was thinking about Mimic and Species and The Relic.
I think the Langoliers was still the worst.
I've seen way worse CGI in horror films. So I can see why they went with CGI for some of the effects they did. And it didn't really bother me that much. I actually kind of enjoyed it. Aside from them reusing that one shot, I love the blood and gore in this movie. And from what I understand, this franchise is filled with gore. And that's a great thing. And I can't wait to watch the rest.
Hell yeah. What you got next?
I really enjoyed the directing of the film, and I really liked the production values. I liked when we watched the behind-the-scenes featurette and we found out that all the swamp scenes were actually filmed in the desert that they pumped filled with water. Like the bayou scenes are on a man-made pond that they did with giant water hoses in the middle of the desert. It didn't look like desert to me, but it was in the desert that they filmed this. And I thought it was really cool the magic of movies, guys. It's the magic of movies.
Yep.
And I don't know if Adam Green, just judging by this one movie, is a great director or not. But he did this movie, I think he did really well. You could tell that it was a passion project. You could tell that he really knew what he wanted. And I did enjoy that. You talked about the ending. I get what they were doing there with those scenes at the end right into the credits. It's kind of a horror movie trope that came along with mostly a lot of the newer horror films, like in the 90s, late 90s to 2000s, where they would show like the creature or the bad guy or whatever going after you again in the credits.
Yeah.
And it's just something they kind of did. And it's just a style choice, which I thought it was kind of an interesting style choice, being that this was an 80s style slasher film.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was good, and I liked it. I liked this movie overall. I just thought that the directing was good. I thought the camera work was well done.
Yes.
I thought that the lighting was great. Everything looked good in it. The set designs were really good. Like I said, I had no idea it was a desert. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Even the graveyard, the tombstones, all that shit was fake, and it looked really good. I thought it looked really, really good. I liked it a lot.
Excellent. One more pro for this film, and it is the story. I think for when this movie came out, it was a good story.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very good story. It's different. I can't think of really any other movie, where this guy raises his deformed kid in the middle of nowhere and the house is burnt down by trick-or-treaters. I think the story was good.
It's a story we've had before, but with some differences.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in most of these movies, usually the parent is ashamed and they're beating them and they're doing bad
No,
things.
he wasn't
And
doing
this was a loving parent
Yeah.
who was trying to take his kid away from bad situations. He was bullied, he was picked on, and he grew into an adult in isolation, basically. The house is on fire, the dad's trying to get in, he doesn't realize that his son is right behind the door, and he slams a hatchet into the door trying to break the door down, and the hatchet goes through the door and into his son's face.
Yeah.
You know, he was already pretty messed up, so it didn't kill him. You know, he had like a growth here and there, so it kind of just went into that. But you know, it was a storyline that we've had before, but it was also a storyline that
has been told differently.
It was done differently, and it was done well. It was done right. I do think that we got some really good backstory character development.
We did
for Victor Crowley, which is what we need in these kind of franchises, in 80s slasher franchises. The characters that the killer goes after, for the most part, not always, because I'm not putting like Laurie Strode in there or Dr. Loomis. Well, okay, let's take the Friday the 13th franchise for example.
Yeah.
Aside from Jason Voorhees, nobody honestly, I mean, we might like the characters, but nobody really gives a crap about any of the other characters in that franchise, with the exception of Tommy Jarvis.
Oh, yeah,
and Pamela, who was the killer in the first one, she dies.
Oh, yeah.
But there's only one character in the history of that franchise, aside from Jason, that people wanted to see do good. They wanted to see him beat Jason. They wanted to see him get back. Other than that, like you said, we watch the horror movies for the killing.
Yeah.
We watch these people die, and that's what we want.
Yes.
So,
are we sick in the head?
No. Well, according to President Trump, we are, I guess. So, when we watch these franchises, we want to see what our killer is all about.
Yeah.
People want to see what Michael's all about. They want to see what Jason's all about. They want to see what Freddy's all about.
They are the center stage.
Talks mad shit about Nightmare on Elm Street Part 6. About Freddy's Dead. People talk mad shit about that movie. I love that movie. And I love that we got backstory on Freddy. I love that he had an abusive stepfather, played, by the way, by Alice Cooper, who did a good job.
Oh, yeah.
I love that he killed the class pets. I love that he has a daughter, you know. I like that kind of stuff. And I'm hoping we get to see more of the development of Victor Crowley as the franchise goes. So, all the other characters, the bad acting, all that stuff can all be forgiven. Because we honestly don't care about those people and those characters.
No.
We want to watch them die.
Yeah.
And that leads me to my next pro. There are no survivors in this film. All of the characters are killed. And I like that. Reminds me of Charlie's Farm. Fuck a final girl. Kill them all. Victor Crowley's left standing tall.
Oh, yeah. We got the same thing with WrestleManiac, too.
Yep.
There was only the WrestleManiac.
Yep. Everybody died, you know. I like it when horror movies do that.
And they don't do it enough.
Yep.
It's actually very rare that they kill everybody.
Yeah.
It's just the killer going off into the sunset.
Pretty much. Or, in this case, into the swamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
My final pro for this is that the movie is fast-paced. It's done very well. It's well-paced. There's no boredom. There's no dragging spots. Okay. It goes bang, 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 bang. And it builds that nice crescendo to the climax. You thought the climax was a little underwhelming. I was cool with it. Yeah. You know, we'll see what happens in the next one. So, but I think that's it for our pros and cons, right?
Yeah. The only thing we got left, hey, it's a horror film. Let's do a favorite kill.
And it's a slasher film.
Oh, yeah. You want to start?
Yeah, sure. My favorite kill, and this is one I changed my mind on, was the CGI face rip. Victor Crowley grabs the dude by the bottom jaw, grabs the dude by the top jaw, and rips his head off. And when the seams pop, right, when the skin pops right here, that's where you can tell it's CGI. But other than that, then all the blood squirts and he's holding the pieces, then you can tell it's a practical effect headpiece that was, you know, like that. And then I really liked that. I thought that part of it was really good. And I love when he just throws the heads.
Yeah.
That's just funny.
He does. He does just toss them away like, eh. But my favorite is also, yours is actually a half decapitation. Mine's a full decapitation. He grabs, who did he grab for that? I forget. Well, I forget who he grabs. But first just breaks the neck and turns the head 360 degrees. That's enough. They're dead. But no, then rips the head off too. Rips the head off too.
Didn't he throw it after that?
Yeah, he threw that one too.
That was funny.
He threw that one too.
So,
give me the ball. Give me the ball. You want the ball? You want the ball?
For those of you that don't know, that is from the ICP Bowling Balls music video, which is actually, in a way, a mini slasher film.
It is. It is
and
a
it's
little
pretty
slasher.
damn cool. I'm going to send some copies to some friends because they don't seem to believe me that it's a badass little film.
It is. It is a great little short film.
Anyways, guys, that's it for Hatchet. We liked the movie. We're very interested to watch the next one, and we will see you guys there. But next week, we will be back with some more Comic Cave.
Hell yeah.
So, Bill, your show today. You take us out.
Hey, everybody. This is always Bill saying to everybody in the void, good night.
Peace, y'all.